development of a new organism begins with fertilization, the union of egg and sperm. Fertilization can take place externally or internally. Many marine and aquatic organisms, like mollusks, crustaceans, fish, and amphibians, perform external fertilization where the egg and sperm are released into the environment. These animals rely on chance for egg and sperm to unite. The young develop on their own, sometimes with very little parental supervision. Internal fertilization required the evolution of the penis so that sperm could be deposited inside the female body. Sperm must then swim to find the egg for fertilization. Reptiles, birds, and mammals rely on internal fertilization. A fertilized egg is called a zygote. After fertilization, the zygote begins a series of rapid mitotic divisions called cleavage. One cell divides into two, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, and so on until we are left with a ball of many cells called a morula. The morula then hollows out to become a hollow sphere of cells called a blastula. The cells of the blastula begin to differentiate, that is, to specialize into different kinds of cells that perform specific functions. As cell differentiation occurs, the new organism is now referred to as an embryo. The topic of this lesson, embryology, is the study of the growth and development of the embryo. From hollow blastula, the sphere of cells forms an indentation on one side until the embryo takes on a cup shape. This cup-shaped embryo is called the gastrula. The gastrula contains 3 cell or germ layers, the ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. The ectoderm layer is on the outside and will give rise to the nervous system, epidermis, or outer layer of skin, the hair, and nails. The mesoderm in the middle gives rise to the skeleton, muscles, circulatory system, reproductive system, and excretory system. The endoderm is the inside layer that gives rise to the digestive tract, respiratory system, and certain endocrine glands. As time progresses, the embryo becomes more and more recognizable. Notice how all animals develop in a very similar pathway. All these vertebrate embryos start out looking very similar, develop in similar ways, and later on in their development begin to look more like their parents. In animals that lay eggs, or oviparous animals, all these developmental steps take place inside the egg. Oviparous animals include most reptiles, birds, and even certain mammals like the platypus and spiny anteater. Viviparous animals bear live young, so all these embryonic developments occur inside the female body, specifically in the oviducts and uterus. Whether an embryo develops inside an egg or inside its mother's womb, it has certain needs that must be met, including nourishment, oxygen, and waste removal. Shellless eggs, laid by animals like fish and amphibians, have all their needs met by the water around them and the yolk stored in the egg. The yolk, of course, supplies the developing embryo with nourishment, while the water supplies oxygen and carries away any waste products. Bird and reptile eggs have hard or leathery shells that protect them from drying out on land. Inside the shell of these eggs is a number of membranes that satisfy their needs. The chorion is the outermost membrane. It is found just inside the shell and surrounds all the other membranes and the embryo. The chorion aids in gas exchange. The allantois is a membrane sac where waste products are collected. The yolk sac contains the yolk, which is the food supply for the embryo. The amnion is a fluid-filled sac that surrounds the embryo to cushion and protect it. In mammals, with the exception of the platypus and spiny anteater, the embryo develops inside the uterus, a specialized female reproductive organ. Marsupials are pouched mammals, like the kangaroo, opossum, and koala. In marsupials, the embryo develops inside the uterus, fed entirely by the yolk sac. When the yolk runs out, a marsupial fetus is born and crawls to the mother's pouch, where it completes its development attached to a mammary gland that supplies it with milk. Most mammals, including humans, are placental mammals, whose young develop entirely inside the uterus. A specialized structure called the placenta connects the baby to its mother and provides nourishment and oxygen. Within the placenta, the capillaries of the mother and baby come in close contact, so the exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and waste products can occur. The baby is connected to the placenta by the umbilical cord, a rope-like structure that contains blood vessels. The baby will use the placenta and umbilical cord to satisfy all of its needs until it is born. After that, the mother's mammary glands supply the baby with milk for nutrition. The time spent inside the mother's body, from fertilization to birth, is called the gestation period. Gestation times vary from animal to animal and can last from a period as short as a few weeks to as long as a few years. Human gestation is 40 weeks and will be covered in detail in the next lesson.